This video, made by Elephant in the Room CIC, is one of a series which follows a school on their sustainability journey. This journey was instigated by the Elephant in the Room Leadership for Sustainability Toolkit, which the school in question adopted, following an inset session led by Dr. David Dixon. The toolkit itself is based upon 10 doorways to sustainability, adapted from the model which appears in David's book, Leadership for Sustainability, Saving the Planet One School at a Time. The toolkit is designed to be adaptable for the circumstances of individual schools and ties in with school improvement generally. We believe that the toolkit offers schools a way of meeting their challenges, not in a fearful way, but in a way which inspires all stakeholders to reach for a better future through embedding sustainable practices in the overlapping areas of curriculum, campus and community. By working in harmony with others and our planetary systems, it's possible to make schools part of the solution rather than being part of the problem.
We decided to start with the theme of waste because it's something that we'd noticed was an area that could be improved upon. It's something which everyone can have a part in, and we thought that we'd be able to see quite significant impact very quickly, and we thought to launch a project to see impact is quite important, because if impact's seen quite quickly, then it will spur everybody on and develop momentum with the project, and everybody will be so enthusiastic and excited to see the impact they've had. So I think that's why we thought that would be a really good start. So we chose waste as our first theme, our first pathway that we're going to explore and work on as a wider team. Waste is something that we've been very conscious of over the last few years, particularly in the context of finances. So we're always looking at ways to minimise waste and minimise spending that's unnecessary. We'd also been recently noticing that we'd had an increase in waste, particularly at lunch times. We've noticed that children's waste from their lunches had been increasing, and that really concerned us. We'd also noticed how much money we were spending and how much paper we were getting through, for example with photocopying, and just generally how we were wasting our very precious school resources. So waste was a really obvious way that we could start on this project. And we want all of our community to become leaders of sustainability. So to give everybody that responsibility and that mission and those targets to reduce waste just seemed like a really, really impactful way to start the project. And actually it was really quite an easy way to start the project, because the ways that you can reduce waste are really quite simple. So it was just a really good inroad on the project, and it has had the most enormous impact, which has really spurred all of us on now to the next pathways of the project. So our hopes for the achievements of this project are, number one, to create leaders of sustainability. That's the biggest aim. We want everybody that's part of our setting, everyone that's part of our organisation, to have a greater understanding of sustainability and to be a leader themselves of sustainability. So that's the biggest aim that we're hoping to achieve. We are also wanting to make sure that our school, our organisation, is sustainable into the future. And because of that, we want to make sure that our organisation is contributing positively to sustainability, not just at a local level, but also at a global level. So there are very many strands relating to this project, from a very much individual, personal level, right through to a much more global impact. As far as the national curriculum is concerned, also the Cambridge curriculum, which we follow, these strands of sustainability are already in there. And so it's really easy to make sure that you're not duplicating what you're doing by having the Sustainable Schools project. Because all those elements within the Sustainable Schools project are part of our curriculum anyway, and also part of running an organisation. So it's not like we're doing anything additional, we're not doubling up. This is actually part and parcel of what we already are doing or should be doing. The strands are, when you look in the curriculum, in elements of the science curriculum and in elements of the humanities curriculum, those strands are woven in there. And so it's not something that's an add-on, it should be something that's actually, is the part of the foundation of the curriculum you're providing for the children. So to me, it's not an add-on. The reason why it's important the whole school is part of a project is because there will be impact if everybody works together and everyone's aligned. It develops a new narrative within the school, it develops a language, it develops a shared mission, a shared vision, and also obviously you're so much stronger in a team than you are individually. It's really important that everybody has the same enthusiasm, the same understanding of the outcomes, and that makes it a really powerful project if everyone's involved. Like it would be with any project, there'll be a far better outcome and a more sustained outcome, because what you're looking at doing is changing behaviours ultimately. And so if you've got that shared ethos, then that is going to be the right pathway to ultimately change behaviours. It's the role of schools and educators to support children with all aspects of anxiety, and helping children self-regulate and understand where the anxiety comes from, but also to relieve anxiety and to support anxiety, there is a need for knowledge and information. So that is what the role of educationists is, to provide the information in a very objective way, so that then children are able to learn more about the topics and the subjects they're concerned about, and then maybe take some steps around doing something about it, sharing with their feelings with politicians, with environmentalists, taking on their own small projects or bigger projects, getting on social media and sharing how they're feeling. So yes, the school has a very prominent role as far as eco-anxiety is concerned. It's very important to make sure that the senior leaders and stakeholders are on board with any project, especially this project, because they are the ones that are the role models really for the rest of the team, so that's really important. And the rest of the team will be committed if they know that that's a top priority of senior leaders. They will also follow that example as well. If they realise how important it is to senior leaders, then they will take that on board. They need to be driving a project forward. Without that commitment and without that being part of the much bigger picture with regard to finance, with regard to key strategic decisions, then a project wouldn't have longevity. So it is really important that senior leaders are involved and are actually leading by example in the project. That's absolutely critical.